Hello everybody and welcome back to another airport update of the Madison Dane County Regional Airport here in Madison, Wisconsin. So yes, we have a kind of a night update today, kind of like a sunset update, I guess, because it's not like totally dark out into where I have to use my phone light to provide some light here, but that is why the lighting is a little bit different today, is because I'm trying to portray a different time of day. So yeah, we have a bit of a shorter update perhaps today. Not as many aircraft as we've seen in some of the last few updates, but still some very interesting ones to get into today, and one new model. But we will begin right here where we have this Northwest Airlink Shorts 360. Obviously, this is not operating for Northwest Airlink. Instead, this is operating for air cargo carriers, and they operate a daily cargo flight here from Milwaukee, and then it continues on to Louisville. And it kind of just runs service from Milwaukee to Madison to Louisville to Traverse City and then on to Milwaukee, and it just kind of does that in that loop. So that's what this guy's doing. But coming from Milwaukee, we'll be heading out to Louisville. Very interesting service right here on a very interesting aircraft indeed. And then now moving into the terminal here, we have this American A319. This one came in from Dallas-Fort Worth, DFW, about 2 hours late. And it will be heading out to Phoenix again. That one is also significantly delayed. So yeah, unfortunate for those American passengers. With those delays, they will be behind schedule for their flight out to Phoenix. And the passengers coming in from Dallas, they were also behind on their flight into Madison. But now the aircraft, will be here and it's going to get ready soon for its service out to Phoenix Sky Harbor. And our next aircraft here is this Delta connection Embraer E170, but actually it's not. It's an Envoy-operated American Eagle E170 that hasn't been painted yet. So Delta is transferring their E170s, which are with Republic, over to American Airlines and to Envoy. So yeah, that is very interesting right there. And I believe United is going to do the same thing. But yeah, so this aircraft is no longer with Delta Connection anymore, but it's still painted in this livery at the time of recording this. So that is very interesting. But that is the aircraft that's operating on this route, a Delta Connection E170, which I guess would be kind of confusing for the passengers that are flying on this, expecting an American Airlines aircraft. But and they go to the gate and they see Delta, but it is operated by Envoy for American Eagle. And this one came in from Chicago O'Hare, and it will be heading back out there. So a very interesting circumstance right here, but I'm glad I saw it on the flight schedule so I could incorporate it in this airport update, and very unique indeed. So very cool right there, and we'll see if we'll see if this happens again at some point. That'll be very interesting, but I'd imagine that these are probably going to get painted pretty quickly into American Eagle's livery. I think there are still some American CRJ-900s with Air Wisconsin that are still in United's livery, because United used to operate the Air Wisconsin CR2s, but most of those are now in American liveries. So these Delta E170s probably might stick around in the Delta livery operating for American a little bit longer before they all get transferred over to the American livery, but still very interesting right here. Alright, now on to our Delta lineup, which, if you include the UN70 as well, this is definitely the biggest Delta lineup that we've had here at Madison, so that is very fun to see right there. So we will begin toward the bottom of your screen there. We have the Delta 717. This one is in from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, and it will be heading back out there on the simple turn. In the middle right here, we have the Delta connection operated by SkyWest CRJ-900, but this is in the Comair celebrating 30 years delivery. This is a brand new model here. So glad to get this in. We have two Gemini Jets Delta Connection CRJ-900s in this airport update for the first time. That is so exciting. So yeah, this is great to see right here. Beautiful livery. And so yeah, this is operated by SkyWest though, not Comair. And this one came in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and it'll be heading out to Detroit. Then behind that one we have this CRJ-900, also operated by SkyWest, and this one is in from Detroit. It will not be heading out to Minneapolis. Instead, it'll be staying overnight and then heading out to Detroit in the morning. So, yeah, nice to see this lineup of Delta Air. So glad to get the Comair in an airport update for the first time, as it is a beautiful aircraft and livery. Probably the best on the Delta Connection CRJ-900. even though it's no longer around anymore, obviously. But I mean, it still looks great here, and so yeah, we'll soon be getting pushed back, but it first has to wait for the next aircraft to taxi by. And now next up here, we have the Frontier A320neo. This is in the Poppy the Prairie Dog livery. The actual aircraft is in the Ward the Beaver livery, but they are actually pretty similar liveries. The Beaver and the Prairie Dog are in pretty similar poses in both of them, so that makes it very fitting to use this model. This one is in from Denver, of course, and he'll be heading back out there, currently taxiing out for his return service back out to Denver. But yeah, fantastic livery right here. Love Poppy the Prairie Dog. And so, yeah, it's been a while since I've used this model, so it's good to get this one back in an update. And it looks fantastic, as always. And lastly, here we have this United 737-900, which just pulled into its gate and is getting the bags unloaded right here. This is our only United aircraft in today's update. It seems like we've had a lot in the past few, but this is the only one today. But yeah, this one just arrived in from Denver, and this one will be staying overnight. It'll be on the overnight turn back out to Denver. But nice to get this model back in here. United Mainline, they've been working it here at Madison with multiple daily mainline flights here. It's really only the evening arrivals, except there are a few daytime mainline flights. So United has really upgraded most of their flights to mainline, so that is great to see, especially here in like this evening time, nighttime, and then they stay overnight here. So eventually, if like we did a very late update at like, I don't know, like midnight or something, then we would have a probably full United section here, all with mainline, which is very cool to see. And maybe I'll do that at some point in the future. But for now, we only have this one 737-900, but it still looks very great right here. But that will conclude this airport update today. Thank you all for checking this one out once again. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you tomorrow. And as always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.